You are listening to Soul Medicine with Dawn Stilwell. Today's episode is one that came to me this morning as I was lying in bed, thinking about getting up. I had just had a dream about someone that's now gone, but whom I had some difficulties with. And I realized that even though we often say that it costs you nothing to be kind, there are times when that's not true. And that's going to be the topic of today's podcast. So we hear this all the time. Kindness costs nothing. But sometimes it does. And I understand what people mean because I have even said it. Sometimes kindness is really simple. It's smiling at somebody, being patient with someone, choosing not to snap when that patience is tested. If you're Canadian, it's being polite for the sake of being polite or holding a door. These are little things that can make a big impact on somebody's day, and it doesn't cost you anything to do them. But there's another kind of kindness, and it's one that does cost you something. Sometimes it costs you time or your energy, your emotional bandwidth, and sometimes it costs you your peace. And this can be especially true if you are known to be a people pleaser. And I am a recovering one, but I still slip. So let's have a look at what these kindnesses that cost you might look like. It can be listening to someone else's problems and issues when you yourself are already exhausted by your own. We do want to be there for friends and family, but there are times when that kindness being offered is costing you something, when you just don't have the strength and the bandwidth to truly be there for them. Same idea, it's showing up when you don't have much left in your own tank. It's offering grace to someone who hurt you, because there is an emotional price to that kindness. And another cost is staying soft when it would be so much easier to just shut down. And this is the part that people don't say when they talk about kindness costs nothing. The thing is, when you do that too often, when you are kind and not calculating the cost to yourself in the moment, and you do it too often, resentment starts to build. Or you might find yourself exhausted because you are pouring out of an empty vessel. And sometimes it comes with a quiet sense that maybe you're disappearing a little. You have shrunk in order to be kind to someone else. So sometimes what we call kindness can actually be fear. The fear of disappointing someone, fear of conflict, fear of not being liked. And that's not kindness, at least not to yourself. That's abandoning yourself politely. Kindness isn't free. Kindness is an offering. And offerings are meant to be chosen, not expected, not demanded, and certainly not taken. You can be a kind person and still have limits. You can say no to someone and still be loving. You can protect your peace and still be a good person. So today, as you ponder these words, may you remember this. May your kindness come from truth and not fear. May it come from fullness, not depletion. And may your kindness always include you. Because kindness that costs you everything isn't kindness anymore. This is Dawn Stilwell, and you've been listening to Soul Medicine. I hope you'll come back again. Have a great day.